All right. Welcome back to Lounge 11, episode 2. Thank you for all the love and support on the first episode. We're happy to be back. This week, we have obviously myself and my co-host Samco, but we also have a very, very special guest with us today, Abby. Abby, welcome to Lounge 11, man. How you doing?
One NWA, man. Big Red, man. Happy to be here, man.
Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah,
The number
yeah,
one
man.
guest, by the way. Number one.
Yeah.
First.
First guest.
First guest, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Mad,
yeah,
mad,
yeah.
Yeah.
mad, 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 mad.
Yeah.
Good to be here,
Man,
man. I'm happy. This shit is dope.
yeah, thanks for coming to the lounge, man. We have plenty to get through today, right? But maybe we'll just introduce Abby. Abby is a friend of the house. Actually, this is the first time I'm putting a face to the name. I've known Abby obviously through a group that we've both been part of. Shout out to No Fly Zone and Sydney and the rest of the guys who were there. Yeah. But Abby's a Liverpool fan, right? If you cannot
What?
tell with the jersey already.
What? What?
The jer
Is that any of that
the
team?
jersey wasn't obvious. Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
big
man,
Red.
Abby, maybe we'll just kind of start off. I think last week myself and Sample went through similar questions, but just kind of introducing you to the audience and the audience to yourself, right?
Yeah.
You're a Liverpool fan, we know that, but tell us some of your earliest memories about being a Liverpool fan. When did you know that yes, Liverpool, that's my team?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Liverpool is like culture in my house. Like, I mean, like, we're all fans. Every single person in my house is a Liverpool fan. So, like, obviously, my earlier memories are like when I was a kid, like a little kid. The only time I used to get like biscuits and Mirinda is when Liverpool win. Is when is when Liverpool wins. So I feel like Liverpool and Super Eagles by default, like as in I just grew up loving them because like the good times were when they won. So my early memories are like Fowler and Owen because those were the guys that used to get us the wins and stuff. So yeah, that's my earliest memory of like watching Liverpool when I was a kid and I used to get gifts for things like that. Yeah, but that's how I became a fan. My dad's a huge Liverpool fan. Like he's such a huge Liverpool fan that I feel like that's where, in Jesus' name, Arsenal and Man United fans are going to get where they can't watch the match because they've experienced so much heartbreak.
From who?
I mean,
Who's the
from the
heartbreak
world
from?
now.
Oh, okay.
From the world now. My popsy is like 70. You know how many L's you don't see? You can't even watch match anymore.
Um, I actually have a funny random story. Growing up, Michael Owen was one of my favorite players, right? Because I think in the English team, like he just had this oversized jersey, big
Jersey.
shorts, right? And it looked like the smallest guy on the pitch, but it was so fast, right? I just used to, yeah, it was so fast, right? So I actually liked Owen because I saw him in the English national team.
My
Unfortunately,
first my first soccer jersey was actually the Carlsberg Liverpool jersey. One of my
ah,
uncles came from the UK and he bought that jersey
that's a
for me.
classic.
I'll never forget.
They
Yeah,
are
the Carlsberg one.
confessing. They
Very
are
first jersey he
confessing.
got for me, but
Uh,
still wasn't enough.
That's
they
a
are
classic.
confessing. They are
Yeah,
It
confessing.
wasn't
that's
I
enough.
will expose. I will expose you guys. Don't worry. Let's carry on.
no. I mean,
I
we're
know how
putting
you
this.
guys became Arsenal fans. I know how
I
you guys became
mean, I'm,
Arsenal
I'm an
fans.
Arsenal fan, right? But it's funny you say that, right? Because I went to play, you know, here in LA, right? We play every Saturday with a group of guys. And one day I forgot to we have to take two colored jerseys, right? So that, the two different teams. I forgot to take
Yeah.
the red jersey or the darker jersey. And this guy is like, he has a extra jersey. It's a Mayan jersey. I said, I will play shirtless before I put before I put that thing on. So do you guys, are you guys like, because I know Sampo just talked about Carlsberg jersey. I would never put on a Liverpool jersey right now, but I don't know if you guys have those kind of weird things going
Honestly, I
Hmm.
think the only other jersey. It's funny that Samko said that because the only other jersey I've put on is an Arsenal jersey. No, if I'm being honest, I feel like Arsenal is like my second team. If I'm being honest, because I feel like you guys and us, like we've gone through to be an Arsenal fan is not about the wins for sure. It's just
Mhm.
like you're just a fan. Same thing with Liverpool. That's why I'm happy that we're winning now. And although I hope you guys don't get to win, like I still respect it that you guys are able to be Arsenal fans without winning. Like it's crazy, bro. People won't do it, bro. So many people have changed teams, so I respect.
Very true. We know a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah.
We know a lot
They're
of them.
listening.
Yeah.
They're,
Uh,
man. But yeah, man. So Abby, tell us a little bit about, obviously we all shared our journeys here a little bit, and yours in
Yeah.
particular. But as a Liverpool fan, like, what are some of your favorite memories? You talked about you guys are now starting to win again. You guys are one of the most successful clubs in England, right? But what's your favorite memory, or at least one or two of your favorite memories as
Honestly,
a
I feel
Liverpool
like
fan?
this memory is the memory that like it became like blood ties, like as in, like I was hooked forever. And it was like 2005 when boarding
mm,
school in Corona. You guys know Toby Abiodun, right? So he's on no
On the
fly
group,
zone as
right?
well.
yes,
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
group.
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
on group. He's on no fly zone as well. So Toby Abiodun, like he was in my set. Sydney and all of them, we all went to the same school. And this memory is very huge for me because like we were losing, right? So like you know how in secondary school, like as in everybody watches the match downstairs, the seniors are in the front, the juniors are in the
Yeah, at the
back, all that
back.
kind of thing.
Mhm.
So like once we started losing, obviously as a kid, but like I, I always used to laugh at Toby Adeyemi because he was the most emotional fan because like he's the only one that used to cry. But on that day, that was my first time crying as a fan because we were losing. So like I was crying so much I ran upstairs and I didn't want to watch the match again. And at 3-3, every single person from my set ran upstairs to come bring me back downstairs to watch the match. And I'll never forget the penalties, us all holding hands and watching the penalties together. It's like they were rooting for my team to win, which was crazy, but like everybody was on my side. And then we won that Champions League. And bro, I'm not gonna lie, that was like the best feeling I felt in my life. Like it's crazy. I'm sure a lot of people will say like, or probably my babe or somebody will say, what do you mean by that? But like honestly, I don't remember a feeling better than winning that Champions League from being down like that. Like that solidified me and Liverpool blood ties. Like I'm cursed with this team. Whatever happens, happens. So yeah, that was my best feeling
Oh, that's
as a
dope.
Liverpool fan.
That's really, really dope.
Yeah, I still remember that game. That's
Oh, yes.
Istanbul, right?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
a
Istanbul.
classic.
Istanbul.
Yeah,
The magic
Istanbul.
of Istanbul,
Yeah.
bro.
That was
Crazy, bro.
magical. Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Do you have any terrible memories? What's your worst one as a Liverpool fan?
Bro, of course I have to. Bro, I went through watching Jay Spilling and Joe Allen
Mm.
and
Mm.
Ricky Lambert and like I went through wearing a Warrior jersey, bro. I bought the jersey, bro. Like it was
Oh,
Warrior. Like our
yeah, that's
sponsor was
true.
Warrior. You get
Warrior
what I'm
used to be
saying?
their
So
sponsor.
like
Yeah.
trust me, we've gone through like tough times. But like just as a Liverpool fan, and that's why I say I respect Arsenal fans. So even though I don't feel like you guys have gone through any like super terrible time. But like just being able to support a team going through all of that, like,
We haven't
bro,
gone through
right
terrible
now,
times.
bro, it cannot be as bad as us. Are you kidding me? Bro, we're wearing Warrior. Do you know what I said to you, bro? Our sponsor was Warrior. Imagine wearing an Arsenal jersey right now, and your sponsor, when it's Adidas, is Warrior. That is something you've never seen in your life, bro. And I
Was
bought the
Rogers your
jersey too.
manager during that time? I'm trying to remember who the manager was.
I swear he was, bro.
I think it
He
was
was,
Rogers.
bro.
Yeah, I think it was
Bro, during that
Rogers.
time, bro.
Yeah, it was
Crazy,
Rogers.
bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. And funny enough, okay, no, before we start fighting, Reda is quite similar to Arteta, bro. But you guys are never gonna admit it, bro. I
He's
feel like
not.
Rogers is quite similar to Arteta. Rogers
He's
played good
not.
football, bro. He just couldn't win.
Doesn't make them similar.
That's
We'll,
where I
we'll
think
get
the
to we'll get
similarities
to your
stop.
Arsenal fight. we'll get we'll get to Arsenal fight later. But yeah, that's my best memory. Man. That's my best memory for
All
sure.
right, all right.
Okay, worst memory you
Cool,
said
man.
yeah is those times. Warrior jersey. Those are my worst memories.
All right, let's jump into like some of like more recent stuff, right? You guys are obviously defending champions. We've
Yes,
already
sir.
had a few conversations today about all of that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have also gone ahead and signed some really quality players, right? You have the British record for Florian, and you've also they've brought in someone else, right? Ekitike. It's probably very likely that Isak joins, right? Like, how are you feeling
In
about the
Jesus' name.
transfer window? We'll start. We'll start with the
In
transfer
Jesus'
window.
name.
I'm
Honestly,
not saying amen to
I
that.
feel like I know you mean now. How can you? Isak has punished. Isak has punished. Isak has punished all our teams. Trust me. Honestly, the transfer window when it started, it was great, but I feel like we're in a space right now where if we don't make any more signings before the end of the window, it's a B window. It's not an A plus window. It's not a B. It downgrades to a B if we don't make any more signings. I think simply because like now like we've lost our dynamism. It's obvious we're just gonna be playing like through the middle. Like it's very obvious. I feel like with Luis Diaz and like with the players that they let go, I don't feel like we replaced them. I feel like we didn't replace them with the same. We replaced them with something else. So like that's why I kept saying to you guys in the chat that like this is a different Liverpool. That's part of why Salah's talking like that. Because like we don't know this Liverpool yet. Like this Liverpool that is gonna play this season is not like we have no idea what this Liverpool is about. Like it's a different playing style. These players are all like the front three, like Ekitike, Wirtz, and the two wing backs. Like, bro, we don't even know they could all be flops, bro. Like they could all be flops. And we haven't like if we haven't replaced Luis Diaz is a concerning thing to me. And the defender, we haven't done another center back. Those two are concerning to me. Everything else is all yeah. But if we don't get a center back, then the window is a B for me. I feel like you guys have had the best window.
So, in a situation where you bring in just Isak, how do you still rate that window?
Yes, I love Isak, but if I'm being objective here, like, how are we gonna play? Like, I still don't understand how we're gonna play. Like, is Ekitike going to play on the bench? And if he's not playing on the bench, then where is he playing? Like, I
Yeah,
don't even
Ekitike
get
is
it.
not.
So then where is he playing then? Because Gakpo is having a good season and we're about to give him a new contract. Like, I don't think that Ekitike should play Gakpo because I've not seen Ekitike play there before. Like I've seen Gakpo play there. I know what Gakpo gives me. Like I don't think Ekitike should replace Gakpo. So if Ekitike is not replacing Gakpo, then where is Ekitike playing? I'm just where I'm not in a space. I'm not like you guys. And I feel like Arsenal are in the most unique. Trust me, I'm telling you, Arsenal are like in the most unique space where you know what you're doing. Like you guys are it's plug and play for you guys at this moment. And like you've added more toys as in, like you know exactly what you're doing. Like Liverpool is all this is a test run. Like we don't know what we're doing. Like I don't know how we're gonna play. Bro, we just played someone's like in right back.
Right back.
You know
I
what I'm
actually thought it
saying?
had a good game.
I thought he had an amazing game. You know
I
what I'm
thought it
saying?
had a
Like I thought
really
he had
good
an
game.
amazing game. But it's like, what are we doing? Like I'm not sure we know what we're doing. Like who is our midfield three? Like we're not even sure. Like to me, I wanted to be so was Gravenberch, McAllister, and Wirtz. But then does that mean Zobozlai is on the bench? Like I'm not even sure. I don't know anything. But for you guys, program play. I can tell you your starting level like immediately.
So it means,
So
from
that's
me, what I'm hearing is like there should be no need for Isak then. Your focus should be in other parts of the team,
I think
especially
so.
for that same price that you're going to spend on
I
Isak.
think so. I think so. It's crazy to say. And like obviously my girl is Habisha, so like she's really on the Isak train. But like I personally feel like with the way Ekitike is playing, it would be better for us to just sign another striker and sign a center back and a winger. Like I
Mhm.
feel like that's what we should do. But I think the fact that we made him through his toys at the prime and he's already doing all of this, I feel like we're committed to now kind of sign him, which could end up being a problem because it's like, are you gonna play two strikers? Because that Ekitike boy that
That's a
guy,
bad
he has a
boy.
lot.
That's a bad boy. I
That
like that
boy is
kid.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't mind Sapo as in I'm waiting for him to as in I don't mind having Isak either. So
You want more toys, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's only Arsenal and Spurs that have toys now. Like Chelsea, let's have toys now. We don't have enough toys. Like,
Well,
Liverpool don't have enough
what are you
toys.
talking about?
Like the rest of the teams, I feel like have a lot of toys. Like Arsenal,
Mm.
Spurs, Chelsea, like
What's
they are
that?
just getting
Spurs?
toys. You guys don't, you guys, I'm not part of the decent Spurs fan. As in, like, I know that's an Arsenal thing to do. I feel like this is a new era. You know what I mean? And in the
Uh,
era, I rate Spurs. You guys don't rate Spurs. That's y'all curse. Like, I'm not, you
no,
guys
I
fight
rate
Spurs.
Spurs
I'm not
actually.
fighting them.
I rate Spurs. I actually have a Spurs over United, right? So I rate Spurs. I like Thomas Frank. It's just
Oh yeah, I'm a
inherent
big
that
fan. I'm a big
yeah,
fan of Thomas Frankfurt.
yeah, I think it'll do. I think it'll do well. It's Spurs fans that I can't really stand, but I think Spurs as a team for what they represent, where they are, I think there's nothing to really hate. They're going to be a good side this season.
Yeah, it's a good outfit.
All right, let's look at the games, right? Like you guys have 2 points. Sorry, 2 games, 6 points. It's 2 wins out of two, but how are you feeling about the performance against Bournemouth and away to Newcastle? Granted, Newcastle is a very tough ground to go for a lot of teams, but it looked kind of shaky there for a bit.
If I'm being honest, I feel like even since last season, my team has still not like I've been waiting for my team to hit like those heights that we hit when Klopp was here, where like the team was just like an attacking piece. Like you just knew that like this team is on fire. I don't feel like we've hit that, which is crazy because we won. But I don't feel like we've hit that at all. Like I feel like when I watch Liverpool, there's still like levels to go. And I'm so happy that we're winning with levels to go because I was talking to one of my friends on another the other day, and they're like, "Yo, I don't like the way you sound. You sound like you like Man United." And it's like, I don't like Man United. I just like I admire what they did. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, even though Arsenal had a good run, they did the unbeaten and everything. Yes, I love that Arsenal team. I love Henry. But most of my childhood was seeing Man United win, even though I thought they weren't that good. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like I didn't think they were that good, but they were winning everything that I wanted. So it's like I don't mind being that team that's winning, and people are like, "But you didn't play well." Like, you know what I mean? Because we will play well. Like, it's not like we're gonna play terrible the whole season. Like, I'm hoping that eventually we'll kick into gear, and I'm happy that we're winning now when we're not even playing that well. So that's what I'll say. But yeah, the games haven't been that great. We look like our defensive structure is just non-existent, and these guys are like still learning like how to play with each other in the defense. So it looks like Konate's head is not even really here. But to be honest, he's always had those flaws, but they're just a little bit more exposed now. So yeah, I feel like my team's shaky right now, but we'll get there. Hopefully against your team. Like hopefully when we play Arsenal, all those guys lock in and we have like from there we kick on. We'll slap you guys on the weekend and then we just kick on from there, hopefully.
Well, I can tell you there'll be slapping going on, but it's not going to be you guys doing it. No, well, I mean, on a more serious note, so funny enough, I actually really, really rate Slot. For those that have been listening to us, and I'm sure Samco will tell you, Klopp, I respect him. I respect him for everything that he did at Liverpool, but I have my feelings about him. But when Slot came, I saw a proper manager. I saw somebody else coming in with like a clear approach. You mentioned like Klopp had this gung ho approach that's now missing, but I actually think it's methodical the way Slot is approaching the game, right? And I think he said as much even when he took over that the risk reward was going to be adjusted a little bit, and I think that's what we're seeing. But with everything you've said, right? You guys still have Salah, you still have Van Dijk. You've obviously added pieces and you're the defending champions. Walk me through how you see the competitive landscape for the league. Like, what's the bear case for why you won't be defending champions same time next season, at the end of the season?
Honestly, I mean, we had a little bit of this conversation in the group, and I think the same way Sampo was telling me that I should read his message again, I felt like he should have read mine. I still back us to win the league and to retain the league. I back us to do that. I will always back my team, even when my team was in that Warriors jersey, bro. I was still delusional backing my team to win the league because that's what I want to see, right? But then at the back of my mind, I feel like even though you guys want to deflect about it, there's still teams that are like in a better position as of right now. I feel like with what we've done, the only reason I'm happy about the sales that the buys we bought is that I'm looking like long term. These buys, these guys we bought, like Words, Ekitike, if we get Isak, like they just make me happy that my team is not going to be terrible in the next couple of years. They just make me happy that my team is going to be competing for the next couple of years. So I feel we'll win this season. But even if we don't win this season, I feel like we have a team that's gonna, for the next 5 years, fight on all fronts. And that's what makes me happy about my team right now. Because once upon a time, like, even though I believe my team was actually terrible. So yeah.
That's interesting you say that because I don't think there's, at least in my mind, any doubt that Liverpool be there or thereabouts every year for the next, few years at least, right? Because they've been there for the last, what, 5 years maybe? Like I think the lowest you
10
guys have
years.
ever finished.
10 years,
Well,
bro.
the first
10.
5 years of Klopp's career were not excellent, right? Like he didn't win for the first 5 years, right? So
Bro,
I'm talking about
we went to three European finals. We went to three European finals.
under Brendan Rodgers.
No, no, no.
No, Klopp.
Club. I'm talking about club. That's what I'm saying
No,
for
I
the last
know.
10
No,
years.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm saying Klopp was there for not even 10 years. By the way, Klopp was there for
Yeah.
nine and a
To be
half
honest, it's
years.
more like 5, 6 years. It's more like
That's
the
what I'm
last five,
saying. I'm
six
not.
years.
You think I'm taking shots? I'm not. I'm not taking shots. I'm saying like the first 5 years of Klopp's career at Liverpool were not excellent, right? Like we can all go back and take a look at that. But then once they peaked, right? Like every single time, every single season from then on, I've not
Yeah.
seen Liverpool at less than second or third, right? So if you
And they
ask me
always
to
win
predict
something.
next season and the season after today, I will put Liverpool in my top three, right? So I think you saying, oh, they're going to be there building a team for the future is like they are. Like at least I don't see any team that comes and takes that away from them right now, right? So, but yeah, so Samco, obviously we had the discussion earlier. I don't know if you wanted to unpack that a little bit, right? Because
Yeah.
we've referenced it a couple of times now. So for
Hmm.
those that are listening, so that we can actually just put it on the table. I said before we get off, should probably set the stage. So the
Yeah.
conversation is around, I think Salah, there's a video circulating that Salah put Arsenal as the number one team as favorites for
Favorites.
the league. And obviously we had our thoughts and maybe disagreements on that. So Samko doesn't think Arsenal is number one. Abi thinks that, you know, that is the case. So maybe Samko, you can address that.
Yeah, for me, I just say that, like the first thing I said, Liverpool, this is the first time Liverpool is going into a season tagged as favorites, right? Even the last time when they won the league, the following season, the time they won the league, if you remember, they started the season very well. Then there was a whole pandemic situation, and by the time everybody got back, everything was done. The following season, City were still considered favorites, right? Because of the team they had, Pep and everything. So this is the first time that Liverpool has won the league, right? They've gone into the window, and if you go back, you look at most teams that have won the league, most times the champions don't even strengthen the way Liverpool has strengthened this season. So I see it as a fact that this is the first time they're actually going into the league. They have strengthened, and everyone is looking at them as favorites. And that's why I made the statement and I said, I think they don't know how to handle that pressure because it's the first time it's happened, right? It's not a
Thanks,
bad
man.
thing. It's just because they haven't been in this situation before, right? And for me, when you look at the thing is Liverpool won the league comfortably last season, regardless of how you look at it. They were the best team in the league. Injuries, no injuries. They won it. They deserved it. They get the credit for that, right? So now when you look into this season, you look at the players they've brought in. Mind you, they still have, again, the best goalkeeper in the world, the best centre back in the world, the best right winger in the world, Premier League all time great, right? So it's not beyond logical reasons for me to say consider them favorites. I think some people make this assumption that I don't back my team or I don't back Arsenal. It has nothing to do with backing my team or not. It's just based on what I see in front of me, right? I'm still going to back my team regardless, but based on what I see in front of me right now, is Liverpool are still favorites. One, because they were champions. They are the defending champions. Look at the recruitment they've done this summer. Let's not forget, we're still thinking they might still bring in the likes of Isak and Gehi. Please tell me a champion that has done this in the past. They brought in Verts, Kirkes, Frimpong. I can't pronounce the goalkeeper's name. And you still have the possibility of Isak and Gehi. All I'm saying is that your favorites. I'm not saying you're going to win the league. All I said is your favorites, right? Arsenal is going to be there. I'm going to back my team. I'm not going to come out and say Arsenal cannot win the league. Me saying favorite is just a tag. Like, okay, if you're going into a boxing match tomorrow, someone is a champion and someone is a challenger, right? Who is going to be the favorite? The guy is a champion for a reason. The champion is not going to say, oh, I'm not the favorite, even if he might have some doubt in himself, right? So that's the angle that I'm coming from. Even if I make any prediction, my prediction is not something that is going to happen. I'm just going based off what is in front of me, the materials I have in front of me, the evidences I have in front of me. That's it, nothing more. So that's where I was coming from when I said, whether you like it or not, Liverpool are still the favorites, right? I was one of the people that said what Arsenal have done this summer is good business. But what we did was we raised the floor of our team, right? And this was just before the whole Eze signing and stuff like that. Now we've brought in Eze, we've brought in Zubimendi, we've brought in Eucharist. Now I feel we've raised the ceiling of our team. Mind you, don't forget, when we signed the likes of Norgard, Kepa, Noni Madueke, what were everybody saying? You remember? Like, what kind of signings are those? Noni is trash. Noni is this. So it's like, okay, no, not you. I'm just saying like the general masses, right? So if a lot of people have this opinion, how are you still going to put that same team as a favorite over the champion and compare also to the same transfer businesses that they've done? So that's just that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clear. That's why I couldn't understand what we're arguing.
That was so good. That was so good.
Yeah, that's why I was like confused when we're going back and forth.
You know, I'll still come back, but this reminds me of like high school, man.
Guess I'll still come back.
I'll still come back, but this reminds me.
Don't get it twisted.
Like your points were so precise. Like I almost feel unprepared because of the way you listed out your points. But this is the point I was trying to make to you guys that like you guys weren't getting. Obviously, in every sport, there's mind games. Like mind games is a normal part of the sport. Yeah. Musala saying that Arsenal are favorites is not because in his brain he actually believes that Arsenal are favorites. Yeah. No. In his brain, Musala is a competitor. Like he believes that and that's what I was trying to say to you, bro. What I was trying to say is that there are other videos of him speaking like this. There's also videos of him saying that the trophy he wants to win the most this season is the Premier League. And that he wants to retain the Premier League. So both things can be true. He can think that we're going to retain the Premier League and want to retain the Premier League. And he can also think that the people that should be watched the most are Arsenal. And these are the points that he made and that I tried to make for why Arsenal are supposed to be looked at as favorites. Although, Samco, to be fair, with what you said, we shouldn't be dodging being called favorites with what you said. But at the same time, I feel like Arsenal as well should not dodge the favorites tag as well because one, you are the only team you are the most stable team out of all the teams in the race right now. Even Man City is not as stable as you. Like Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, none of those teams are as stable as the Arsenal team. I'm pretty sure if we check, Arsenal has the most players from 2-3 seasons ago that are still playing in the same team. If we check, you still have the same.
How many of these players do you think are still in the team from 2-3 years ago?
You have Saka, Odegaard.
Mm-hmm.
You have Decares. Decares has been for 3 seasons now.
This is going to be his 3rd season.
Yeah, so he's played 2 seasons. So you have Decares, Saka, Odegaard, Gabriel Saliba.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5.
They're all Okay, no. So Rice isn't. Okay.
Martinelli. So that's six. That's
Mm-hmm.
6 players. But I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure there's more. I'm just not thinking properly right now. So
But
Declan
that's the
Rice,
thing.
Odegaard.
That's the thing. A lot of people think, like you see, there was a statement I saw going around, and people said, "Oh, this team have been the longest. They've been together for 4-5 years." That's not true. I
Yeah,
actually
but
went
3
to
years
go.
is a
I
lot.
actually went to go look at it. But that's the thing,
3
right?
years is a lot, though, bro.
3 years. 3 years is a lot, but people
Especially
forget
after
that
coming
this team.
second back to back
But
with that
what
same
people are
squad.
forgetting is that this team was built with intention. It doesn't take away the expectations from them, right? This is a team that was built with the intention for this, right? So when you look at the likes of Odegaard, this is Odegaard's, I think, fourth season. I think this should be his fourth. So him, Gabriel,
Yeah.
Saliba, this should be his third season. Abi? Yeah, I think it should be
That
his
was a
third
great
season.
signing, by the way.
No, sorry, fourth season. Because it was in the very first season where we actually challenged. That was his first season and stuff like that, right? So when you look at the entire squad and everything, this squad was changed. Mikel came in 2019, right? People forget that he had to take away 99, if not 100% of that squad. Like he took all of them away and built the squad all over again. So the
But you know, I'm
first
making
time
my point, Samco.
what do you mean? But
You're
the
making my
5
point.
years that most
Yeah, about the realization and with the same goal. Like, and you guys understand, Salah is saying this because Liverpool were in the same position. That's what you guys don't get. That's why he's saying you guys are the favorite because
okay,
he
so
knows how he felt when Liverpool were coming second, and trying to build to get the first. You get
so
what I'm saying?
let
So
me
that's
put
what
this
he's
question
judging you
back.
guys off of.
Let me put this question back, right? How long has Alisson, Robertson, Van Dijk, Salah? Why are you laughing? How long have they been with the team?
Bro,
because these are the core of the team.
But you only called 4 people. You have 6.
But hold on a second.
No.
So hold on a second. So I think my gripe against the conversation. So if Salah came out, and maybe you can clear the air a little bit, right? If the conversation is Arsenal are the number one challenger to Liverpool, or what number one reason why Liverpool is not going back to back, hands up, I accept that, right?
But
Like
that's what he said,
that's
though.
how.
That's what he said.
No, but that's how I
But that's
took
what he
it.
said.
That's not what. That's not what.
Okay, so
that's not.
but I knew that,
No, but
bro. I knew that. But
no, but
that's
hold on
so
a
that's
second,
why
right? Because
you're
I
wrong
give you a
because you
chance
didn't
to
get the whole
clear that up.
context.
Yeah, but that's what I give you a chance to clear that up. Like, are we talking favorites for the title, right? Because that's a totally different thing. If you're saying favorites for the title, by all accounts, if you go
Obviously,
on any of the,
Liverpool. It has to be
that's the
Liverpool.
point. That's what I
Obviously,
was
it's
trying to.
Liverpool.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. Like,
Yeah, but
if you go on
Salah's trying to say, yeah, it's Liverpool, but forget about that. I actually think you guys should be looking at Arsenal because Arsenal are the team that have the players with the most longevity and the common goal. He literally said those words.
Yeah, that is very
but then that's
fair.
fair because I'm not gonna argue that, right? Like, that's a totally different thing from,
Okay.
That's why I said the expectation doesn't change.
Yeah. I think what the problem is you just watch that one clip, but there's actually 3 different times.
No, I watched the full interview actually. I had nothing. There was nothing against the interview, right? But it was a part of favorite. So if you're saying favorite to challenge, it's totally different from favorite to win it. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah, so that's that. I see it in 2 different ways. If you're saying favorite to challenge, of course, I'm not going to argue that. But if you're saying favorite to win it, that's why I use the analogy of saying someone who is a champion is still the favorite regardless, right? Yeah.
So every time Guardiola was champion and you try to put favorite tag on him, you try to put it on Liverpool too.
He's a man. I always knew that.
No, wait. But that's different. What he's doing is calling out the landscape, the competitive landscape. He does that. He'll tell you that there's 4 or 5 teams that can win it. But that's different from saying we are not the favorites, right? Like, that's
what Salah is doing. That's the same thing. That's the same thing Salah is doing, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like, we're trying to put the pressure. Even me, if you ask me, in all the group chats, I've been saying that the pressure on Sunday is on Arsenal. I keep saying that. You guys would disagree.
Why do you think
you guys would disagree. Because
I'm
I
not saying I
feel like
disagree.
this.
I'm just asking, why do you think so?
Because I feel like this season, what Salah said is accurate. That's why I'm backing Salah so much because I feel like all the pressure is on you guys and Arteta to win this season. Like the pressure is
But what's
really
that
on
going to
you
do with
guys
But what
Sunday?
does that have to
because
do with Sunday?
so on Sunday, if all the
Uh-huh.
pressure is on you guys to win this season, if you don't win this season, Arteta's job might be on the line.
No, but what's that going to do with Sunday
No, we're
though?
talking about
Yeah, it's
Sunday.
gonna. So now it's putting all the pressure on you guys to come and get a result because if you don't get a result on Sunday, your momentum might drop.
Guys,
So you have
you
to
guys
come on
didn't beat us
Sunday and
at
get
all last
results.
The
season, and
result
you
on
won by
Sunday
10
doesn't
Yes,
points.
change
that
anything.
season don't pass now. Okay.
No, I'm
But the
saying
result
there
on
is
Sunday
no.
changes
Now they're doing
nothing.
the same thing. Samco, you're doing the same thing now.
What does it
Now
change?
you're trying to limit it. If you don't get 3 points on Sunday,
Yeah.
it could reduce you guys' momentum. Obviously, the game's not that important, obviously. But
It
what I'm
could
saying is
reduce
you
our
would like
momentum?
to. Yes, you would like to win that game. Would you like to win that game on Sunday? Do you think that if
1,000%.
you Yeah, okay. Do you also think that if you win that game on Sunday, it puts you guys in a better position to win the league?
No, it's game week 3.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Every time
Have
Pep
you
won the
have you
league, did they win? Did they win at Anfield?
No.
Exactly. So that's why I said, what
No,
does it
I
have to
feel
do
you.
with Sunday, right?
No, I feel you. I feel it's a good,
Yeah.
it's a good mindset. It's a good
Yeah.
mindset.
So
you know
regardless, you want to
Yeah,
win
then
it or no?
Samco, me and you are alike. You're very, very intelligent.
whatever mind games you're trying
You
to
don't like,
play?
you don't like to put yourself. You don't like to put yourself in a position where you can be. No, I
But you
feel
see, that's the thing.
Listen,
I'm one of those people when it comes to the smoke, I don't dodge the smoke. Like I don't.
I'm very flexible.
No. It's not about it's not about being flexible, right? It's like any point people bring for me, right? I try to apply it the same way, right? Since we're all trying to be logical.
Your co-host, he puts himself in the fire. Like
Yeah.
he puts himself in the fire. Like
Yeah.
he just goes there, he defends on the attack. You
What are you talking
stay
about?
like
You.
you put yourself in the fire. You're there. You are fighting. You are fighting everybody, front lines. Samco will just be staying from back. Just be, you just throw his thing in the front, attack, stay in the back. I know what you're doing.
So wait,
I told
do
him, I
you
said, say you win the league. You didn't say it. Man, that's
okay.
the expression
Now
of,
question. Me saying I win the league, what does that change? Have I said we're going to win the league? In the last 3 years, have I said we're going to win the league? In the last 3 years?
That's my problem. And that's my problem.
In the last 3 years, that is me. Do you think I have said it?
I'm saying I haven't seen you do it.
But then you should go back to the group chat now. Why do you think everyone comes for me?
Okay, so why me do this here? Say it now.
It's not about saying it. Like I said, I come based on what I believe. I say based on what I believe.
Brother, I just say that
you are just not happy. You are just not happy. You are just not happy with my answer. That's the difference.
To be able to hold you, and I know why you're doing it because once you say it, I'll just start it.
What I say what? Once I say what? Once I say what? Arsenal will win the league.
Bro, I've already screenshot his own. I already screenshot. Bro,
once you say it, I'll give you another one if you want.
Yes, thank you. I just want Samco to write Arsenal are going to win the league. Let me just screenshot it.
I can guarantee you.
Are you gonna?
Me, I've already said that we're going to win the league.
Yeah, he said it already. He said that they are going to win the league.
Bro, I back my team all the time, bro. As in, like,
say less. Okay, we can draw the line there.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent half of that time talking about Arsenal, so might as well kind of jump into the Arsenal segment, right? At some point we have to draw the line under the Eze signing, right? But it just feels like there's just been so much, the rollout has been perfect in my mind, right? So, you've probably seen the interviews, Samco, and then you obviously saw the introduction. You saw the announcement video, and then they introduced them before the Leeds game at home. Like, have you taking the introduction, the signing, and everything so far?
It's everything. Seriously, it's everything, because when you look at the story behind it, for me, it's more about the story, right? It's more about the story because I try to put myself in his shoes. I love playing soccer, like literally. Being an Arsenal fan, I can't imagine playing in the academy getting rejected, doing everything I can just to get back on the pitch, getting rejected by so many clubs, and then finally I make it back as a professional football player, right? You still have that dream to play for your boyhood club. And then one day, that club puts all that money on the table and tell you they want you to come and play for them. Not just that. And then they give you the number 10 shirt. Bro, if you see when he walked out, right? When he walked out from the tunnel, remember the first time when he looked back and he looked at the crowd, you could tell he was still in disbelief. Like, I'm having over 60,000 fans clapping and singing my name for my boyhood club. Then he walks onto the pitch. He's walking all the way back and he looks to the sky and points to God. It's like, I mean, this is what football is all about, right?
Right.
So for someone who's in that position, I'm very much happy for him. And I'm happy he's one of those dedicated players because you see the way he acted while he was in Palace. Even with all the transfer saga going on, there was no situation. There was no, I don't want to train. I don't want to come for preseason. Nothing. So if this is a guy that has that much respect for the game, have that much respect for Crystal Palace, then imagine your dream given to you. Like, how do you think he's going to take that? Like,
In Jesus' name.
how do you think he's going to take that? So
In Jesus' name.
everything about that signing is just, it was just beautiful to watch. And then you watch the interview with Ian Wright. People forget Ian
Oh,
Wright literally came from Crystal Palace, made the same move at the age of 27. Like, bro, like, come on, man. Like,
God.
nah, it
You
was
are always
beautiful. I'm so
scripts.
so happy for him. I'm so happy
You
for him. I'm so happy for him. And being the kind of player that he is, he's also someone that works for us, right? He's someone who can play off the left. He's someone who's very creative. We've lacked all types of creativity, especially towards the left-hand side of our team. And I think he brings that. I think he's the kind of maverick player that we've lacked in a very, very long time. Like, just looking at the game at the Emirates against Leeds, we lost Saka, we lost Odegaard. Have you noticed a lot of people haven't been screaming about those injuries like we would have last season, right? So exactly. So that's because of the options that we have. And this is what a lot of the fans were crying for. So I hope it really does work for him. Like, I really, really do hope so. And all I can do is wish him the best, man. That's all I can do. That's my number 10 now.
in
Let it all work
Jesus'
out.
name.
You go next now. You go next. Yeah, I'm after. Go next
I
now.
mean, I don't
What's your
think
take
there's
on the
much else
ending?
to say about that, right? Like on the Eze, we addressed the signing last week, but in terms of how the club has conducted itself in terms of the rollout, the interview, I think it has been excellent, right? The game last week was our first home game. I think I was texting Samco, like, man, if there was ever a game to be at the Emirates, it just seemed like that was the one. Like the vibes were just good all around, right? 1 hour before kickoff, you announce Eze, the entire club is buzzing on social media in the stadium, whatever the case might be. And then, Gyökeres goes on to score, a couple goals, first home
So,
debut, right? Which I'm sure we'll touch on at some point. And then, you bring on another homegrown kid in Max Daumann for his Premier League debut, right? Like it's just like compounding, emotions, right? Like it was such a feel good moment at the Emirates, I'm sure. So yeah, that was fun to watch, even just as a fan being at home. But I'm sure even for those that were at the stadium would have felt even better.
that is nice. Wonderful. Tears run my eyes. You guys are so. Can I give my own take now? Can I give my easy take?
Yeah,
Sure, go
I
for it.
got ready for my easy take. Are you ready for my easy take?
yeah, we're
All
ready.
right. Now, Izzy is a good player, right? An amazing player. But I just feel like this Izzy signing is being touted as something so crazy when this is just really only like a slightly better Alex Iwobi. This is slightly better Iwobinho now. Iwobinho is balling too now. You guys took him as you brought the same player. You're going to same player. Eze last season, 9 goals and 6 assists. Right? No, sorry. Eze last season, 8 goals and 8 assists. Iwobi last season, 9 goals and 6 assists. Eze, 34 games, Iwobi, 38 games. There's no difference now. There's no difference. But the way you guys are talking is like as if you guys are boss Lamine Yamal. Eh? You guys have brought
So with that
the best
concept,
player.
let's tie it all around and take a little bit of a reverse. So with a slightly better Alex Iwobi, how's this Arsenal
Slightly,
team
very
now the
slight.
favorite?
We call that reverse Uno.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to drop my easy thing there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he's
The
not a good
cameras are on.
player.
You're talking different, though,
Is it?
because I know
Is
you
it
were saying
really?
something
No,
different. No fly zone.
no, bro. This is how I talk, bro. I'm not saying that I don't. I'm not saying that I don't like Easy. Like, I think Easy is a brilliant player, but I also felt like letting go of Iwobi was wrong of Arsenal. That's how I felt. I always felt.
It will be
I always
of. Are we
then,
talking? It will be of how many years ago?
bro. I always
Can't
felt that
even
then,
remember, to be
and then
honest.
now you guys are bringing Iwobi back. That's how I see it. I feel like this
Whoa.
Easy is just a slightly better than Iwobi, slightly. And the stats
Does it
I
start in
just
Liverpool?
told you guys. Who is he? I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, I'm asking. I'm not
I don't
sure.
know.
I'm asking.
None of them starts in Liverpool.
Who? None of who?
I don't think anyone. Well, to be fair, I shouldn't say that because that's like me saying that. I think they're all on the same level. Even though Cody Gakpo has won more things, I still feel like Izzy, Cody Gakpo, all these guys, they're the same. I'm sure if you check Cody Gakpo's stats, it's not that much better than what I just said for Izzy and Iwobi and them. So, but all I was trying to say is, you guys are touting Izzy to be like some like as if you guys have signed Messi. Yeah, he's great. I love him. He's a Nigeria boy too, so I love him. But I just told you he has the same stats as Iwobi. Like it's not.
You know what's funny? I don't even think you heard that on this call or anywhere else. I think what we have expressed is just general excitement that a homegrown player came back, right? Nobody talked about his performances or his stats. We just talked
I
about the
have to
fact
add my
that
salts. The
the
thing was too sweet.
emotional,
The thing
the
was too
emotion,
sweet. I had to put some salt aside.
right? So you did that all by yourself, is what I'm trying to
By
say.
yourself.
Yeah. The thing was too sweet. While you were cooking was too sweet. It was too sweet. You
Okay,
guys
okay.
were,
You were
tears
you were
almost
feeling
came
left
out of my
out.
eye. Yes, sir. It was too joyous. I had to add some hate there.
Sample, let's go into the game in particular, right? I've talked about the feel good nature of that particular game, but it was still a Premier League game. You know, it could have been. We've seen what happened in other teams, right? That could have been a tricky result. But at the end of the day, it was a comfortable 5-0 home win for Arsenal. What did you make of the performance?
It was a good performance. More of the second half than the first half. The first half, you could see they were still trying to find their footing. You could see the change in how we play. They were still trying to have that implemented, especially in the first half. And I think after the first goal went in by Timber, at that point you could tell like, yeah, the floodgates were just about to open because we started moving the ball faster. You could tell we're playing with more intentions, more direct, and stuff like that. So I think it was a very good performance actually. Second half, we came in. I just loved how Gyökeres played. A lot of people will come out and say, "Oh, he's not getting involved with the game." I don't want a striker who's involved in the game. I want a striker who's in the box and does the job. I want a fox in the box. I've had the Havertz, I've had the Jesus. People who come in, they drop deep, hold up play. I don't want that. A lot of people will look at the game against Leeds and say, "Oh, Gyökeres was not involved in the game. He came out with 2 goals." I've seen games that Havertz and Jesus have been very involved and come out with no goals. I know which one I'll pay for, right? So that was good. Madweke on the left, not a fan. But when he was moved to the right after Saka's injury, you could see he got comfortable and played much better. Max, beautiful. We've been hearing of him since last season. He came in fearless, very direct as well. Won us a penalty. Timber, I don't know. That guy just doesn't go away. Like, he just doesn't go away. I'm a big Ben White fan. Like, I'm still one of the few people that say that I think he's our starting right back because I see and I appreciate his connection with Saka. But Timber, like, there's just nothing you have against him. You hardly see him put a 6 out of 10, minimum 7 out of 10 for any game, with or without injuries. So that was good. Our defensive stability, you could say that. I loved how Calafiori played. He was playing with a lot more intentions. Declan Rice was better. Zubimendi was a little bit quiet, but I liked how he tried to like control the game and play the ball from deep. Waneri came in. He was better in the first half than he was in the second half. And all in all, it was a good performance. You have to give them credit because it's going to take, I'll say, 6 to 10 games to see the change in what Mikel is trying to do this season, right? And be able to play a team like Leeds, get 5 goals, keep a clean sheet. Very, very important, especially for your first game, right? The previous game we went to Old Trafford and everyone was talking about our performance. It was bad. But guess what? It was 3 points. Like I said, our first 3 games were Man U, Leeds, and Liverpool. 2 of those games were away at Old Trafford and Anfield. If you had told me I would take 5 points from the first 3 games, I would say sign me up for it. But now I'm going to Anfield with 6 out of 6, with a potential 7 to 9 out of 9. Let it all work out.
Sorry, brother. First. So as in, basically, you have said, so I like your takes. I like your takes. Just put your chest to this. So basically, you said that there's no way you can lose that match. That's basically what you just said.
Yeah. I'm not losing at Anfield.
Nice one.
Yeah, I'm not losing at Anfield. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I mean,
so
when
for
is this
that,
video coming
good.
out so I can use the screen? When is this video come out? The videos come out before Sunday. Think I use this clip.
I gave you one earlier now, so you have tons of clips, right?
Yeah.
You know, you can start with getting slapped at that field.
Honestly, the fact that you guys haven't conceded and your defense and like everything, like you're just so structured. Like, trust me, I understand what I keep going back to what Mosala said because like it's how I feel too. Like you guys are so structured, you have a style of play, you have a way to play, you are so structured and good in what you do that now you're now using these set pieces thing to like this set piece is just an added key. Like as in like it's funny because like people go, oh, Stoke City FC, Stoke City FC, bro. I just start. At the end of the day, I still have a way that they play. But guess what? If it's not working, they can pop you with set pieces to open the floodgates. As in like it's crazy, right? And you guys haven't conceded, it's crazy. But I just hope that my team on Sunday put an end to all that nonsense.
Well, to achieve that, we're gonna have to hope that Kirkus isn't defending like he was against Newcastle. I'm sure you saw that. I'm sure you saw that. You know,
And we know
but actually,
Saka.
Samco, that. Oh no, it's Rice now. You know, Rice playing that corner kick from the other side. That's the one that got Kirkus ducking. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what
Kirkus
was
was doing
doing
his
there.
yoga stretches. You know. But Samko, actually, that was one of my questions, right? You obviously heard people talk about, set piece merchants, and stuff like that. What was it, 2 or 3 goals from set pieces over the weekend? What do you make of those like statements or allegations? You want to call
Oh,
it
I
that?
love it. I absolutely love it. Because again, this is one of the credits I give to Mikel, right? A lot of people think I'm this Mikel fan and all that stuff. That's not what it's about. I just see football differently. When you have a manager that pays attention to every aspect of the game, I like that, right? If you're able to squeeze a win out of anything, use it. The Premier League is a difficult league. And I think sometimes people really don't get that. The Premier League is a difficult league. If you have a secret weapon in whichever way you can use it to win. Okay, let me ask you guys a question. Why do you think players dive in the penalty box? Because by hook or by crook, they want a way to win. Corner kicks are part of the game. If your team doesn't want to get a set piece specialist, do not want to win games or get goals through set pieces, then don't look at me and feel bad if your team is not doing it, right? So for the fact that he's found that as a strength or part of a weapon in our team, and he uses that, credit to him. When I see people cry and say set piece FC, I'm going home with 3 points. I don't care how the goal came. 3 points is all that matters. So for me, yeah, that one doesn't. It never gets to me, not at all.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was pretty much the same for me, right? Like, I don't even think I can add anything to that. I think Arsenal has demonstrated over the last few seasons that we can hang with the best of them as far as attacking football is concerned. So we score goals in all different types of ways. So yeah, I'll take them as a call.
I think what people are trying to say when they say the set piece FC is that like I don't think it is structure you can use to win the league. But me, I'm kind of different from people in that because I don't think that's all Arsenal is about. Like even though that's how they're getting most of the goals, I feel like there's still a way Arsenal plays. So I'm gonna give that to you guys. I'm not just gonna jump on the back. I do it for jokes. Obviously, I'm still going to banter you guys about it. But honestly, I don't. I think Arsenal has a style of play similar to the style of play that Liverpool had like in those years with Klopp. So I still think you guys have a style of play. Just like you've added the set pieces as well as something you can use to like win games when games are tough. So I give credit to Mikel, like you said, for that.
Do you guys remember when Arsenal used to be called weak?
Yeah, that
You
was the
remember
thing.
those
Soft
days?
underbelly, soft
Yeah, soft
underbelly.
underbelly and stuff like that, and be like, oh wow, they just get bullied in the box anytime, every time they get bullied in the box and stuff. It's literally the same. I've been on the other side. So so I don't know. I don't know what else. Yeah, I don't know what else they want from me, man. Seriously. So
You can't
it's a
beat them, join
weapon.
them.
I think everybody should try to work on
I agree.
theirs. Exactly. And
Bro, we tried to copy you guys. I mean, I think we should copy you. I think we should copy
Like
the
I
P, man.
see everybody in the league now playing like, those corner kicks that are really close to the goal or
to the
like
goal.
play far post. I was like, oh, that looks very
Trust me,
familiar.
Very familiar.
everybody should just copy the P, man. I don't know why guys are crying. Just copy the P, man. Let's go be squaring set piece. In FM, is a normal tactic in FM now. Corner kick.
Final question, and so we can get to one of our big talking points for this episode. Obviously, it's been all positive when we're talking about Arsenal, but few players have gone down. Saka went down in that particular game. It's now confirmed that we'll miss at least, what is it, 3 to 4 weeks? It looks like
Therefore.
maybe longer. Havertz, we're still unsure how long he's gone for, and Odegaard was down with a, shoulder injury. You keep hearing this thing about Arteta running his boys into the ground, right? Not managing the minutes and things like that. What's your take on that, and do you think it plays a role in some of this?
Football is a contact sport, right? Let's use Saka's injury last season. I think it was against Crystal Palace, and he was running, he tried to cross the ball, and boom, hamstring injury, right? This you could get all these injuries while training. How did Havertz injury come last season? He came while they were in Dubai, right? I've always been of the opinion that for most of my games, I want my best players on the pitch, right? Again, when you look at the best players in the world, they always want to play. Yes, there's a time where you need the manager to do risk management and all that thing, but people need to understand that this is where the medical team also plays a role. If a player is in the red zone and they advise you not to play the player, then that's different. When a manager chooses players to play, people need to also realize that the medical team they've been included in those decisions, right? We also have players as well who might even be in the red zone and they tell you we still want to play. Look at Timber last season. He had a surgery right after the season. A lot of us didn't know he was injured until right after the season you're hearing he's going for a surgery. Same thing with Ben White, right? So the manager plays a role in terms of like risk management and trying to ensure the players are like healthy for games and all like that. But I don't put the blame on the manager and saying, oh, this is why Saka is getting injured now and stuff like that. There could be different reasons and all, right? At the end of the day, there were times we didn't even have the squad for that. Like literally, there were times we didn't have the squad for that. Now we have the squad for that. Now I want to see how it manages for me to compare and say, okay, was Mikel the problem when it came to these injuries? Or was it just, again, like I said, football is a contact sport, whether you like it or not. You could start running today and pull your muscle in the next second. You could run for 20 days and still not pull that muscle in the next minute and stuff like that. So when it comes to that, I don't put blame on it. Football is a sport, is what happens. We've all played soccer here, right? We don't even have the type of like treatment that they get. We've all had hamstrings while playing football. And we don't get the kind of like treatments and everything. So why do you think they would be any
That's
worse or
different.
better than us? It's a contact sport, it's a sport. That's how your muscles are built. Everyone is different. So yeah, that's my take on that though.
I think obviously with the expectations that Arsenal have, right? Having not won for quite a while, right? I think what comes with that is heightened frustration amongst the fan base, and Saka is a very important part of anything that we're going to do. So because of that, I think anything that happens to him, we look for ways to, kind of put the blame back on the manager, right? Who's obviously going to get a lot of stick this season if things don't go according to plan. But having said that, I think that's one thing that, the club has tried to address. I watched an Arteta interview, I think it was this week actually, where they had asked him something about that. And like one of the first things that they wanted to try and address was the squad depth, just making sure that they have more players to rotate to avoid obviously overbearing load on players. I don't think it's the manager's fault, right? I think some of these injuries are kind of what you would expect. Now, there is something to be said though, if there's a particular pattern, maybe there is some medical thing that I'm not a medical expert, so I can't speak on what I know. But I don't think that there's anything crazy in the minutes that Saka is playing or any other Arsenal players are playing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Um,
That's struggling how I feel. Even I think when Slot came in, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Abby. I think he changed the way you guys trained or something. I know they said he changed something basically when he came in to try and like help you guys out in terms of like your injuries and stuff like that, right?
yeah, yeah, he did, he did, he
But at the
did.
end of the day, if
We
you think
tried
about
different.
it, like we said, everyone's body is just different. And let's not forget, again, when they talk about impact sports, these muscles are taking all types of heat like on a regular basis. You're talking every 3 to 4 days. So this has nothing to do with, because it's being played 80 minutes. You remember the game we played against Southampton last season when some of the Arsenal fans were going like, why is Mikel playing Saka in this game? And I was like, what are you
Yeah.
guys talking about? Like, again, you're underestimating the Premier League. You're playing Southampton and you're saying you want to go bench Saka. What happens if you draw, you lose that game? We are back to the same place again. Like, why would you bench Saka? Why won't you play him and stuff like that? Now, I'm sorry, man. For the big, real games, I want my best players playing and starting.
But also back to the point that we are all making about your team. Bro, I don't even feel like you said the same thing. I don't feel like you guys have that problem no more. Like you said, Saka and Odegaard are injured and like no one's really talking about it because, bro, you guys signed Madueke and Izzy. Like, and you have 1 year. You have like ready, like they will not, like, I don't know if anyone's gonna equal Saka, but like those players are output players as well. Like they're gonna like you're not gonna miss him as much, and you could rest him more now. So all the concerns people had, because I'm not gonna lie, I get what they were saying. Like there was times in the 90 something minute, you guys are still winning like 3-0, 2-0. I'm still seeing Saka on the pitch. Like there were times like that.
Now, question for you, just before you move on. Sorry. So, like you see that statement you just made. Did you see who was on our bench for those games?
So I'm guessing what you're saying is they couldn't take him off because there was nobody to play.
Yeah.
So we're kind of saying the same thing. Now you have a bench where like if you're winning 3-0 or 3-1 in the 76th minute, you can bring on like another game. Like, why not? You know what I
And
mean?
you could see
So
he did
yeah.
that in the last game against Leeds. He made some
Yeah.
changes so early. I was like, whoa, like that was pretty early. And yeah, because there was no need to have them on the pitch.
Yeah.
The big, I think the big sub that he made on the weekend that I was impressed with was taking Madueke off right away, right? If you remember, Saka went down, Nani went over to the right, played maybe 5 or 6 minutes. The next
Mm-hmm.
thing, some, right?
Took him off.
I
Yeah.
think that's exactly what I want to see more of this season, right? Like ruthlessness, kind of look ahead, right? There's no need to kind of risk that because if Saka goes down, Mane goes down, Liverpool is looking like a tougher game to go play. But yeah, uh, let's move on because we still have a few things we need to touch on. I think we'll kind of skip ahead to the big talking points this week. Our United friends. Let's address them directly.
Oh,
Where do we even start with this one, right? I remember texting one of our guys on the group chat. Listen, you guys are talking about Graham Potter, but there's a situation at home that you need to address. What happened
bro,
after?
there's like so many talking points on this Man U issue that I don't even know where we should start it. Like, first of all, you guys, what do you guys think about him not watching the penalties first? Let's start there.
And we'll get there
Cowardly.
now. That's the dream. Yeah, we have to the Fulham game, and then the Carabao. Look, I think
So,
the Fulham game is kind of where we want to start, right?
Mhm.
Obviously their spirits were up after the Arsenal game, right? They celebrated the performance, kind of maybe suggested the signs of better days ahead, right?
I thought so too.
I think they forgot that they lost the game, right? And we all wanted to see what would happen at Fulham. And yeah, I mean, they actually drew the game to be fair, right? But it just seemed like a reversion to the mean for Manchester United. What did you guys, I don't know if you guys saw that game. What did you make of the game, right? Obviously Bruno missed a penalty there. Yeah, it just looked like they were, lucky to get a point, really.
To be honest, it just looked like the Man United of old, man. That game. That game just looked like Man U of last year, bro. Anytime you have hope in them, they could beat Liverpool or take points from Liverpool today, and then tomorrow they could go and lose to Southampton. That's just what it looked like, bro. And
Robin
it's
Hood
just sad.
mentality. Steal from the rich to give to the poor.
No. I think this is the worst I ever seen Man United in my life
Same,
in their history.
Mm-hmm.
same. Yeah, it's actually, I mean, I'm sure we'll touch on the manager at some point, but I just don't see it, man. Like, I honestly don't
I
see
think
it.
it's
And
even past the manager now, bro. It's past the manager, bro. Those
Preach.
players, like,
why do you say
bro,
that?
this is how many. First of all, I know we shouldn't fast forward, but the reason why I got to this past the manager now is, bro, even if they have no manager and replace Grimsby Town, you should win that game. Even if you have no manager. Even if there's no manager whatsoever and you are representing Man United against Grimsby Town, you shouldn't lose that game, bro.
Right? When you say it's not the manager, we all three of us here agree that this is the worst United we have seen in our lives.
Yeah. But it's not just
Well,
from
what's the correct?
this situation. It's not just from this. I feel like the worst Man United is it's been happening, like, and then to the point where now it is now the worst. But it's not just from just this. Like, it's been the worst. Like, the bar keeps getting lower and lower
That
with
part is
each
true.
season.
That part is true. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was listening to Iwobi's comment. I don't know if you guys saw Iwobi's post game
No, I
where he was
didn't.
breaking down like they said, oh, like we knew that there was going to be spaces, defenders are not going to basically just giving the tactical analysis of this is how we're going to get at Manchester United. And I was just stunned watching that. Like this is Iwobi at Fulham talking about like little bro in Manchester United and the tactics. And it wasn't, and they weren't, I don't think Fulham felt like, oh my God, we got a point against United. I felt like they felt, man,
They
we're in a
wanted to
game that
beat
we could
them.
have, yeah, we could have taken 3 points. Like it was there for the taking, which is really, really interesting.
I mean, you remember last season when they played Forest? Do you remember the game? When Forest
I
had a
don't remember.
huddle and Gibbs White was literally saying like, yo, look at these guys like
Yeah.
they're not up for it.
Bro.
When it comes to Manchester United, I think there's this problem from top to bottom. If you remember some years ago, that's why every time they use that word or that saying, it's Manchester United. I'm like, bro, what does that mean? It doesn't mean what it used to mean before, right? Like Manchester United for me now is not a big club. They're a big club by name, by revenue, and by fans. That's it. Literally,
Yeah,
that's
every
it.
other metric.
Yeah, every other metric, let's be truthful, they are not a big club. Big clubs fall. You have bad season and stuff like that, right? But look at these guys in the last few years. It's like when you look at the likes of Onana, Umbuemo, Cunha, right? When they signed for Manchester United, they signed for Manchester United based on the thought of this is a big club. When I was watching the game against Grimsby and I saw Cunha starting that game, I'm like, what's the difference between you playing for Maya and you playing for Wolves in this situation? There was no difference. There was literally no difference. Like, Manchester United is not a big club anymore. Like I said, I rate Ruben. I just don't trust him. And I'm sorry now, this system, this whole back three, back five, whatever it is he's doing, bro, let it, like, come on, man. Just let it go.
Let me double click into that for a sec, because I know you've said that somewhere else. I think you said that on
Yeah.
a Bantr call, right? That
Yeah.
you rate Amarim, right? What do you rate about Amarim?
So basically, because I was fortunate to watch a bit of his team in Sporting because of Eucharist, right? So I saw a lot of their games, right? And the difference for me is he was literally kind of the top dog in Portugal at that time, him and Benfica, and sometimes Porto, right? So a lot of the times, teams were sitting against them, right? But even his wing backs at that point were not really like defenders. His wing backs were almost like attackers, right? Like, I'm also talking about personnel, not just in terms of like the position and all that, right? Now you come to the Premier League where you have all types of managers, all types of tactics. The Premier League is the one league that the 20th person can beat the first on any given day. If you are not going to be flexible and adaptable in this league, you will bear the wrath of this league. It's as easy as that. And you can see that week in, week out, he's still trying to be so-called stubborn. Look at Grimsby, for example. Why are you playing a back three against Grimsby? Even when you were 2 down and you brought in the Cunhas, the Umbueno and Bruno and all, brother, go all attack and blam these people out of there. Let's not forget he started with a very strong team. And then right on the 46th minute, he brought in Umbuemo and bro, if Arsenal went to play Grimsby, are you going to tell me you're expecting to see Saka in that squad?
Definitely not.
In the squad, not even like, you're not even expecting them to travel. And you are being bumped around. What's today's date? August 29th. August 28th. A lot of United fans are writing the season off already.
No, bro. Honestly, I feel like with United, let's be honest here. I don't think this is something we can dissect by looking at the manager anymore. Like
The whole club
it
is
feels,
rotten.
yeah, I feel like, bro, I do not remember every single summer or transfer window for the last 5, 6 years, I have been scared of United before the season starts. Almost every single, no, bro, I'm telling you,
Because they win the
seriously.
transfer window.
Yeah, bro, I wrote them off off of last season. But when Cunha, Umbuemo, and Sesko agreed they wanted to go there, I was like, wow. So Man United still have the allure, they still have power, they still have blah, 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 blah. Bro, season has started. And these boys look, they look like everybody that has played for United for the past 5, 6 years. There's a ceiling. The only person that I feel like has hit good enough levels to wear a United shirt is Bruno Fernandes in the last 6, 7, 8 years. I feel like everybody else has just been terrible. Like I can't find anybody else other than Bruno Fernandes that has hit any level that is acceptable wearing a United shirt for the past how many years. It doesn't matter the name. They buy the best, as in it doesn't matter the name. Once they get into United,
yeah, done.
they just start playing. They just start playing
managers
terrible.
And players. Literally, managers and players. You go to United, you're done.
Like that's the end of your career. It's done.
So where do they go from here, right? Like they're out of the Carabao Cup.
Tear it all down. That is what they still don't want to do. That is what United don't want to do. Accept the fact that you're not who you think you are. That was then.
Mm-hmm. That's what Mourinho told them.
Yeah, like forget about who you think you are. Tear it all down and start from the bottom. I'm not going to come out and say like I don't rate the signings that they did. I did rate their signings, especially for the fact that these are guys that knew the league, right? But even when I was watching this game, I started asking myself like, okay, they spent 200 million pounds in that attack, right? To me, I felt they needed Cunha, but Bruno can play that position where Cunha plays.
Yep. I do
Umbuemo,
agree with that.
Ahmad can play that position that Umbuemo plays. Sesko, I'm fine with that because they didn't really have a striker. That 200 million pounds, you could have put that in your midfield, your goalkeeper, and your right wing back. So again, it just looks like you've taken 200 million pounds. And again, like I said, this is just off this one game, right? But it feels like you've taken 200 million pounds and again, you have spent it in somewhere
Just trying to be a big boy.
Exactly.
Just trying to be a big boy.
Like you
Trying
just
to
spent
chill with the
200
big
million on your
boys.
attack. Like when does it stop? Literally, like when does it stop? When are you guys going to look? Just take a step back and say, okay, whatever.
No,
Like
you're
you can't
right,
just keep
dude.
making these decisions
They've been doing
wrong.
this thing for a while. You're right.
For a
You're right. You're right.
while. They've been doing this
They'll
thing
buy everybody.
every single
Pogba,
time.
this,
Yeah.
that.
By the Pogba, the Zlatans, the Mkhitaryan's and everything. But it's still the same problem. So to me, it just tear it all down. Like you even see the Bruno. Bruno is a good player. He's one of their best, if not their best player. But for me, I just think that relationship, they should end it.
They should have ended it. Yeah,
that
they
is.
should have ended it and gotten that money, and they should have spent it on other stuff.
Yeah. Because like going back to the Fulham game, how are you getting rattled that the ref is bumping into you and you miss a penalty? Even if that's the case, how are you coming out to say that?
Yeah. No, obviously, yeah. He has his problems, but I'm just saying, like, he's the only one that, to me, has the levels that, even if he has a bad game, he still has the levels, like, of a good player. Like, the rest of them, they just never hit the levels. Like,
but the manager is not even using him to his strength. You're playing him to play. You're
putting, he's putting in the midfield, playing deep. Yo, bro, you're right, bro. Like, he's putting
Ahmad is playing right wing back. I'm like, bro, what are you using Ahmad to play right wing back for?
They're done, bro.
So,
like, nah.
Again, you've unpacked all of this. So, what do you rate about this manager?
No, like I said, based on what I saw at Sporting, right? I felt he was a good manager. When Klopp was leaving and Liverpool were looking into him, I wasn't shocked. I literally wasn't shocked. But I also understood why Liverpool didn't go for him. I think because of his style of play.
Bro, I want to see that man.
Yeah, I think his style of play was what didn't work for Liverpool. And Liverpool said we're going to go for something else. So when Manchester United were going for him, now I ask myself the question, did Manchester United go for him because the likes of Liverpool were interested? And they're like, okay,
you've already unpacked it. Samco, you literally already, like, trust me, you're on the ball, you're on the money today, bro. They are literally trying to behave like what they're not.
They're not.
You don't have to go for the best. Don't go for they just go back, he's winning in Portugal. He's number one. Okay, bring him. We're going to take him. He's Cunha. Oh, he's not okay. Bring him. Yeah, bro. Like, start it all up, bro. Go get a coach that, like, is not like super known, but his tactics are really good. Go get some players that are willing to run around and, like, they're not
get
like
people
so
that want
big.
to play for the shirt. That Manchester United you people talk about. Get players that will come in and they will see it as this is a privilege to play here.
Yeah, because everybody they're buying is just like they have a name, but like
like everybody needs to be on a line from the board to the bottom. Okay, this is the way we want to play football. We need a manager that suits this style. Because, okay, look back at their last 3-4 managers. Tell me what is identical about their style of play. All the managers they've hired, their last 4-5 managers. Is there any identical part in all of them? So we're talking Ruben, Ole, Ten Hag, Van Gaal, Mourinho.
No, I can't lump Mourinho with those guys, man.
No. I mean in terms of like their style of play, right? Everyone's style of play is different. So that tells me that they are not aligned on how they want to move forward.
Yeah.
Right? There's no alignment on how they want to move forward. Okay, look at Liverpool. When Liverpool went from Rodgers to Klopp to Slot, you
Kind
can
of
see,
play still.
you can see there's an alignment of how they want their football to be played. With United, that is not there. Then look at the players they recruit. Sometimes they're just recruiting players based on the name.
Just based on name, bro.
Yeah.
I know that that's how they recruit.
Yeah, based on the name.
They literally just
You're
recruit
having
based on
Gary
name.
Neville come out to tell you, I suggested David Raya to Manchester United, but they told me he's
Bro,
not
did
good
you
with
see
his
that?
feet. Yeah.
Did you see Ralph Rangnick's
Did you see Ralph
list
Ragnick's
of
own?
players?
And look at the list of players he
My God,
suggested.
bro.
And he left.
Suggested great players to them, and they didn't like. He just needed to sign 2 or 3. Bro, he suggested 3 players that are in your team now, or
Bro.
2 actually. Timber. He suggested Raya and Timber,
Yeah.
and they're in your team right now.
So it's
You can't
like,
get them now, though.
Yeah,
okay,
but I'm telling you, the reason they didn't sign them is for the same reason we're talking about here. They are trying to do big boys in. They want to get the biggest names in the like. They didn't sign Raya because like who really knew like Raya like that? Like you know what I'm saying? They're trying to sign Onana. No, but Onana is terrible.
why did they sign Onana? Think back to the summer they signed Onana. Why did they sign Onana? Let's not forget they had David De Gea that season. They gave him a contract. They took that contract back and kicked him out of the club for Onana. Why? Because of what Pep said in the Champions League final. Bro,
don't know that.
If that's true, though.
Bro,
this guy gave them the pump fake that, like what most people say. Like, even at that point, Onana was not better than De Gea. At that point, let's not. Was it not? I think he had a golden glove that season.
Yeah, I never thought so, bro.
Yeah, imagine De Gea with the golden glove getting kicked out of Manchester United. Why?
Bro, I feel like everybody that's and Arsenal do this, but I think Man U are probably worse. There's one scapegoating culture that they have that, like, to me is just ridiculous because they always scapegoat the best player. Like, so they scapegoated De Gea, then they scapegoated Rashford, then they scapegoated Bruno Fernandes. Like, they're always scapegoating the best player. Like the De Gea one that you just said, I remember like it's flashing in my brain now because I was thinking, yo, even if you made some mistakes, I think this guy has been the best player on your team. So
he was winning player of the season like back to back. Those times when he was in United, he was winning player of the season like back to back. But you kicked him out the door for what reason? Whatever reason you guys had, look at the decision you went with. He's nowhere close to where the
they've made a lot of bad decisions. They've made a lot of bad decisions.
And they're still making bad decisions.
A lot. It's crazy.
You guys, we talked about tearing it down, right? And potentially, building it from the ground up. If they end up doing that and getting maybe a new manager, right? That person's gonna have to do that with players that look like they're out the door now, right? Like we're hearing rumors about Mano wanting to go on loan. Obviously, we've seen Garnacho get sold to Chelsea. Rasmus, that was signed a couple seasons ago. Looks like the deal is pretty much gone at this point, right? Rashford is in Barcelona. What do you guys make of some of those outgoing deals that have been, and even the Mano situation in particular?
It's very obvious. No one wants to be at United.
I feel like, and this happened with Ten Hag. See, Ten Hag and Amorim are giving me huge similarities. Like this started with Ten Hag. I feel like I was trying to support Ten Hag till I saw him make some very bold. These decisions, they're always very bold. Like they make these big decisions that I don't think I want that from a manager. I feel like what I want from a manager is a guy who can come in and handle all the characters that are in the club. Right? So I saw Arteta do this and I questioned him at first, but then I understand Arteta now because after that I saw that it worked.
You saw the reasons, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like Arteta came in and he said, Aubameyang, fuck off. I was thinking to myself,
why?
How can you
Makes
do that?
no sense.
Because like that's your best player. You should be able to find a way to like make him like, cajole him, do some man management and blah blah blah, right? I think I was like, fuck no, I don't do that. And he kicked him out the club, right? but then you guys got better. So I'm like, I forgave Ateta for it. You see, with Ten Hag and with Amorim now, they are making big decisions, and these big decisions for me are not translating. It just
Mhm.
feels like you are trying to be like Ten Hag and Klopp, and you're trying to be like Klopp and Ateta and Guardiola because these guys they don't take shit. If you don't abide by their football rules, they don't want you in the club. They don't want any big egos in the club. They don't want nothing. But those guys are proven guys. Like these guys, like Amorim and Ten Hag, I would do it. Like Ten Hag just came and kicked them right out of the club. Once he did that, I was thinking to myself, like, bro, you couldn't find a way to like cajole these guys and make these guys have a feel good factor with the club, give the club like a little same thing Amorim is doing. He's come and said even if Garnacho was wrong for talking about his club like that. But like surely there was a way these guys were the core youth of the team. Like wasn't there another way to try to speak to them and get them on your side and like play to you know what I'm saying? Like there's a way to get the spirit of the team up rather than just being harsh and saying, okay, you get out, you get out, you get out, you get out. It's like to what end? Because now all the creativity in Man United, he's kicked them out. Rashford isn't playing for the team, he's gone to Barcelona. Garnacho has been sold to Chelsea. Kobe Mainoo doesn't want to play anymore. If Sesko doesn't work, he's kicking Hoyland out the club. Like, so what is going to happen? What's going to happen? Like, they barely have a team because these managers are coming there trying to give it the big one instead of coming there and trying to motivate. Bro, Slots came into Liverpool and the way he managed his relationship with Salah and Van Dijk and the big players, bro, there was no way they won't succeed, bro. Like, he literally came to Salah and said, yo, what do you want? Tell me how you want to play. Tell me what you want to do, and I'll make it happen. Imagine a coach coming in the club and doing that. Meanwhile, someone like Amorim seems like the guy that will get in the club and tell, hey, Salah, I need you to start running more. If you don't run more, you cannot play in my team. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I just feel like the managers they've had, the last two managers, they don't have good man management. They just have like, they think that there's something because of where they're coming from. And it's not translating well with the players in Mali because all the players in Mali, for some reason, they have some sort of ego. I don't know why. That's another thing that's working with the club. All the players in that club, they have an ego that I cannot understand. But is asking for how much? How we arrived at that number, I don't know. You know what I mean? How he's even behaving like that or thinking like that, I don't know. Obviously, at Man United, there's something that goes on there where those players think like they think they're bigger than they are. Fine.
Who do you think
But
is
the
responsible
managers,
for that?
it must be the club and the fans. I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
you
know
hit it
what.
right. You gave the best answer. It's literally the club and the fans. Yeah.
Because, bro, I don't get it. No, the managers come in there and they don't understand. Yeah, dealing with hyper egos here, and all these guys think there's something. I don't know why they do, but they think there's something. You have to deliver and handle them with care. If not, they're gonna kick you out. They kicked like 4, 5 managers out, bro. So yeah, that's my take on that club, bro. It's rotting everywhere.
That feels like a good place to draw the line on the United. We need to get a United guy on here or a United fan
Bro, it
guy
would have been so
to
nice to have a United. Yeah.
yeah, we'll bring one of them on. I'm sure that they have the Derby coming up very soon, right? The Manchester
Oh,
Derby, so
okay.
that'll be
Yeah,
fun
true, true.
to bring some
Bro,
people
you know,
on for some
they have been,
fireworks.
they are not really, AFC, bro. I don't think they are, as Sarko said, I don't think they are willing to be out and about anymore, bro.
Would you be out and about right now if you're a United fan?
That's a good question. Probably not, bro.
All right, let's wrap up with, look ahead to this weekend's games, right? Obviously the big one is, Arsenal away to Liverpool at Anfield. Um, since you're a guest coming into the lounge today, we'll give you the first pass at this, right? How do you see that game playing out?
Okay, I'm gonna be objective here and I'm not gonna be like proud and I'm gonna say that I feel like looking at all the teams right now, Arsenal is the team I feel probably have the tools to give us the toughest time. But I'm literally being hopeful here and hoping that this is a springboard that we're gonna use to like run away with the season and run away with the title by beating Arsenal at Anfield. We're going to use our Anfield magic, and Van Dijk is going to make sure he stops your set pieces, and our attack is going to expose your defenders, even if they've not been exposed at all this season. That's my prediction is 3-1 to Liverpool.
All right, Samco, I'll turn it over to you.
For me, I think it's going to be a tight game as usual. If there's one thing between the big teams, especially when you have two teams that are going for the title like this, everyone is trying to be cautious. Nobody wants to like put themselves into like a very difficult spot. So we don't have Saka. We don't know about Odegaard. Who is going to play on the left? We don't know. So I'm hopeful that Mikel doesn't make a lot of changes, because when you're playing a team like Liverpool, you need to make sure everybody is on it. There's less room for mistakes and whatnot. I'll say I'm a little bit calmer than I usually will when going to Anfield. I literally have no idea why. But then again, I'll rather play Liverpool now than much later into the season, right? Because I think everybody's still trying to find their footing, fitness. Everyone is still trying to get their fitness up there and stuff like that. So I'll rather play them now, especially at Anfield. I'd rather play them now at Anfield at the beginning of the season. So in terms of my prediction, I think we are going to have a scrappy one.
What about you, bros?
Yeah. Bantr on Sunday, I said that, if we left there with a draw, I'll be extremely disappointed. And I think that's exactly how I feel. I respect Liverpool a lot. I know, some of our other guys that are Liverpool, we go back and forth, but I think it's also pretty clear that it's a mark of respect. They're a really good team. They're a well-run team, right? I think Abia touched on this at the start that, there's some similarities between both of the teams in terms of how they carry themselves. So there's a lot of respect there. I actually really like Slot. I think he's a very tactical, astute manager, right? Club. I think Club knew we were starting to figure him out, right? But towards the end, but it's true now,
No,
but Slot, I think
fence.
Slot is a genius. Like I think he knows how to move pieces around. So it's obviously going to be a very, very difficult game. But having said all of that, I think there is an edge about this Arsenal team this season, right? That this team is carrying. And I think obviously we've seen Ateta over the years carry like a chip on the shoulder, does all kinds of crazy stuff. Even us fans find it interesting, right? Like the light bulb in the documentary we all saw, the Anfield speakers, right? Even the Brentford tweets, Ivan Tony tweets, right? It just seems like he's always looking for something to create this us versus them mentality. We haven't won at Anfield for what feels like, what is it, 8 or 9 years? It's been a long time.
I think that's most likely like what 20. No, it can't be 2012 actually. It's longer than that because I remember
Yeah,
I think that
it
was
was the
what Cazorla.
Arshavin. I think
No,
it's the
Arshavin was
Arshavin
a
game.
draw.
I don't think we've beaten you guys in a while either, bro.
The Arshavin was
No,
a
but
draw.
was
If you
it
remember,
that one?
4-4.
Was it 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah, it
that game in
was.
your house.
Yeah.
I
Then,
remember.
then, oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's been a while. The
yeah, it's
point
been
is,
a
it's
while.
been a while that we've beaten them, and I think there's a statement to be made on Sunday, right? That you can go to Anfield and guy, you give your own. I know, I actually do think that there's gonna be a bit of a statement result on Sunday. I'll be extremely disappointed if we left there with a draw. Yeah, that's exactly how I'm feeling. In terms of scoreline, I don't really care as long as it's 3 points. If it's 1-0, if it's 4-1. As long as we walk away with 3 points, I'll be happy. So,
3-1 to Liverpool.
but I don't think it's gonna be a high margin result,
No,
right? I
yeah, I
don't I
don't
don't
think
see
so.
us beating um Liverpool 3-1, 4-1.
Uh,
And in the same way, I know Abby's predicting 3-1. I don't even know the last time we considered three goals in a game, right? So
Well, 3-1 to
Haram's
Liverpool.
definitely gonna be a play. Yeah. You haven't considered less than two. We haven't considered less than, well, we haven't considered at all. So 3-1, something's gonna have to give, right? uh, you know, But in there, I think we could talk about some key matchups, right? Where do you guys see like the matchups being won or lost? And what particular matchup you're concerned about?
I think obviously I've spoken with my FPL. I think Gaku is going to be the X factor all the time nowadays because I just feel like no one really rates him. Meanwhile, he's probably the most direct player in our team at the moment. Like Salah used to be super direct, but now because he's very interested in assisting as well, like he's not as direct. Gaku is super direct, and I'm telling you, he's gonna be the X factor on Sunday. Also, there's a point I wanted to talk about. What is your take on Florian Wirtz? What do you guys take on Florian Wirtz right now?
I didn't follow much about him before he joined. I just know that he came highly recommended. I know I've had my Odegaard take, and in one of our group chats, I was asking, who are the best number 10s in the world out there? And someone had mentioned Florian, right? And so my first sighting of him was in the Liverpool, like basically following him, was in the uh, Liverpool jersey. I watched a few of your preseason games. I saw that Slot, I think, try to play him as a false nine, something like that. So, okay, well, this is interesting. But I think he's also still getting up to speed with the league. This league is very difficult, right? It's very unfair. The best 2 games to start. Almost this easy game. They're now crazy. Right? And then if I was to list the fixtures I hate playing as an Arsenal fan, obviously Liverpool, Man City, but then going to Newcastle at St. James is a
St.
tough,
James.
tough ground, right?
Yeah.
So I know we bant and we joke about 007 or whatever the case might be, but to be fair to him, those are not the easiest games to play, right? I think over the course of a 38 game season, we'll still get to see some of his best qualities.
I personally feel that like he hasn't had a bad game, but also the position that he's playing, I don't think anyone is actually doing great in that position right now, even in the league. Like check all the number 10s. Like I feel like he's kind of figured out right now at this moment. I don't think anybody's having like a great success. Like look at it. Hasn't scored a goal from open play for like only God knows how long. But he's still one of the best. Bruno Fernandes, Odegaard, they're not having they're not like doing great. So like if we're comparing him to the rest of the number 10s, I don't think anyone's doing great. So like he still has like time to like usurp all of them. That's
Yeah,
my
none of that was
perspective, man.
signed for the record fee, so he's the guy on the hot
Unfortunately,
seat right now.
Fans, 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 fans,
unfortunately,
fans, 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 fans. Good, 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 fans. You guys are very good in this field.
but to be frank on Verts, though, I'm actually a big fan of him. I watched him at Leverkusen, and I actually feel he's one of, if not the best number 10 out there in terms of world football. Coming to the Premier League is a big adjustment, and I think he's going to need a little bit of time. The physicality and the time or space that most leagues will grant you, you don't get that in the Premier League. Using St. James
Yeah,
Park, for example, that team is
I
very
noticed that,
physical.
bro.
Yeah, like that is a
Bro,
very physical team to play. Then for a player like Verse, he needs time, space to move and do what he has, you're not going to find that in the Premier League, right? It's like the same thing people talk about Gyökeres, like, oh, are you going to be able to like play? How many times is he going to be able to play, run those channels and everything? This is where the Premier League is different, but it has nothing to do with the talent that Verse has. I think he's a very, very talented player. But then again, in this day and age, and you see players going for that money, the expectations is going to be crazy. Like
in
literally,
Jesus' name.
like
Against you guys on Sunday, we'll show you.
the expectations are going to be
We'll
crazy
show
because
you. We'll
when
show
you drop
you.
that type of money on an attacking player, everybody's going to expect ridiculous numbers, right? You're going to come out
Sunday.
and have all types of performances, but people will most likely go back to the numbers. Look at Jack Grealish, for example. People still call him a flop because of what he's had. So that's a very big, especially again, that's why I said for
Thanks,
an
thanks,
attacking
thanks.
midfielder, it's a very hefty fee to play for him, to pay for him. So coming into the league, but I think he's going to be fine, and I think he has the right manager that would help him adjust into
Yeah.
the league well.
And Lyon.
Yeah.
Well, he has all of the international break to figure it out because it's not going to start on Sunday. So just to kind of reset strides, all that kumbaya shit ain't for me.
Is this guy fit for Sunday, McAllister? Because he didn't play your last game.
I don't know. I hope he is because if he's not, there's problems.
Yeah, I don't. To
Now,
be honest,
once
I don't want that
everybody
guy playing. Man.
fits, I
We
was
need big
actually
man.
happy.
Messi in the midfield. Zubi,
I want everybody
big man.
fit. I'm happy Konate didn't get sent off because he should have got sent off in that last game.
Yeah,
but
what's
I'm
happening with
happy
Konate though?
Bro, you talking about getting sent off is crazy. You guys stole that game against Man United. You guys have bought the refs. Clearly,
Bought what
United
refs?
and Arsenal have bought the refs. But that's the story for another
Can't
day.
be a
We'll talk
Liverpool
about
fan
that
talking
another
about buying refs, bro. Let's not go into details right now.
a good place to call today's episode. It was a great conversation.
Yeah.
Touched
It's
on pretty
super fun.
much all the key things. Abby, thanks once again for coming into the lounge, man.
I appreciate
It's
it,
great
bro.
to
I
have
enjoyed
around.
it, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, man.
And feel free
I
to
felt
come
like I
back.
was in
You know,
Anfield. Bro, I'll be here anytime. See, I'm in Anfield. I'm
no
chilling,
wonder it's
bro.
not very comfortable for Samco and I.
Bro, I was
Ah.
All right, man.
We'll see us
Well, yeah. All right, we'll see you guys same time next week. You guys have a good weekend, and I'm sure we'll be in touch on our WhatsApp groups.
Yeah, take it easy, man. Good luck on Sunday.
greatest club in England, greatest club in the world, man. LFC, man.
That's
LFC,
okay.
man. LFC.